Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about Ballerina from the world of John Wick. Ballerina, which is kind of cool because I need everybody to thank Trey. Yep, that's right. If you went to go see this movie, you have me to thank because I had already said when I saw that James Bond movie, No Time to Die, and Armis, no, Anna de Armas, when she took 15 minutes to play the Bond girl, Batoma, right? She was in the movie for like 15 minutes, right? And she was one of the best things about that movie. I said it. I'm probably going to try to link the video that I did talking about her. And I had said that I don't know if it was up to me, I would do a spinoff movie featuring her as the actress. And if anything, she should have been the main Bond girl, not Lashonda Lynch, double O man. You know what I'm saying? Like she was brilliant. The way she was handling them guns and the way she was fighting it, and while still being beautiful, I'm like, hello, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And guess what? I got my wish. You guys got your wish because we got from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, featuring Ana de Armas as Eve Batoma. Is it? Nope, don't get me saying. I'm not about to try to. I think I'm probably about to butcher her whole entire name. But I'm just kind of happy for her because I did say that I wanted her to get a spin-off movie from James Bond, but hell, to be honest, I was like, I would have never had guessed that it would have been in the world of John Wick. You couldn't have paid me enough to see that. But I think the movie's really good. If you haven't went to go see it, please go see it. Please go see it. Um, no, it's Eve Marcero. Yeah. No, Monte Carlo, and basically it picks up during the events of John Wick Chapter 3, but before John Wick Chapter 4, right? And this little girl, Eve, you know, is part of the world of the assassins or whatever. And you know how John and a few other people, they always be trying to get out. And then her father was able to get her out before the cult trained her up to become a killer for them, right? And that kind of leads to a whole lot of stuff where she got sent to. I always just call her the madam. What's her name? Um, what was it? What was it? What was that? What was her name? Ruska Roman. Yes, Ruska Roman. I think it's Angela. Angela, yeah. The director of the Ruskin Roma, because it was the madam. We saw her in John Wick Chapter 3 and stuff like that. I think we saw her in Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, I believe. Um, and she decided to take Eve in and train her in the ways of the ballerina, right? So if you guys don't know, she trains for the next 12 years as a ballerina and a Cuban moral assassin bodyguard under director Nagi. And what's so cool is that she actually meets John Wick and asks, "How does she become what he is?" And he already said that she's already there. Um, as a Eve was finally able to get a job, and she does her little mission and stuff like that. It was a little messy at first, right? But just because things are messy doesn't mean it doesn't get any better. So her first mission, she still was able to successfully what was it? Save a young woman, right? The Harris of Catalan Park. She completes a lot of contracts or whatever, And after killing one of the assassins, she's identified the cult. And then when she brings it to the director, she said, we have rules, Eve, and we can't cross it. But you know Eve. Eve don't give no damn. She just like the person that she's inspired by, the Baba Yaga. She decides to go to the Continental and was like, I need information. And that leads down a whole web of everything. I don't want to give, I don't want to keep talking about everything that happens, but you know, of course, you guys know that she goes to get information. The information gets even crazier. She gets caught up in some stuff. Now everybody realizes that that she's after the cult or whatever, so then, in order to stop her, they send the Baba Yaga, who is John Wick, to stop her because she's getting too close to everything, and they don't want that to happen, which is crazy how all that works. But I will give credit for her trainer. It's this I want to say African German girl. I forgot what her name is in the movie, but I love how she say, because during the training, Eve was like, I can't beat them or whatever because they're stronger than me, they're men or whatever, stuff like that. And then she was like, no, you determine the rules of the game. Use whatever you have to do. Cheat. Um, she was like, yeah, she was basically like, you're a female, fight like a girl, do whatever you have to do, cheat if you have to, but make sure the terms are on your terms. Don't let them dictate how this fight goes. And then, I appreciate that. I appreciate that she was like telling Eve, like, you do whatever you gotta do to take down people. That jump is crazy. And then, with John, you remember how, like, with John, they gave him like miscellaneous items or whatever in order to kill people and stuff like that. No, with Eve, they let her go wild and crazy. I mean, hell, she even had a katana um towards the end of the movie, and she was slicing and dicing people up. She was trying to get some weapons. They ambushed her, and she literally like take took on everybody with grenades the whole time through. It was kind of crazy. She like fought one guy. Y'all see it in the trailer. She fought one guy. She was like she was fighting him. She's like shoving him against the wall or whatever, and then she used his mouth to open up one of the grenades, put the grenade back in his mouth, and then used the cover door to let the grenade blow him at himself up. Then another guy came down the stairs or whatever. She took the grenade wrap that she had. She had a few grenades left around her. She took those grenades, right? Wrapped it around that guy's neck, wrapped it around that guy's neck, and then jumped over the table while holding his neck tied with the grenades, and the grenades blew his head off. When I tell you it was messy and gory, and then she towards the end of the movie, because again, I'm just only talking about the action scenes that she did. Then she ran when she was going down to take on the leader of the cult, right? She ran into another weapons room, right, that had all of these amazing weapons, and because she was trying to search for some weapons that she can use or whatever, she puts on a fireproof hoodie and walks out of there with a flamethrower. And like for about 5 to 6 minutes in the movie, she is burning people alive with the flamethrower. That junk is hilarious, hilarious. Um, I was like, "Yo, they is wild in this movie," which is really cool. Which is really kind of cool. Um, it also reminds me of Atomic Blonde. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, it was a movie that Charlize Theron did where, like, they literally had Charlize Theron just like fighting in one take or something like that. It feels like that too, but a little bit more streamlined or whatever. I mean, I love on the Armis. Like this girl is definitely believable as a kick-ass whoop bitch, which I had said that when she showed up in No Time to Die, and she was, the way she was using that gun and stuff. I was like, Lord have mercy, and she's in this beautiful ball gown dress. Like she was really cool, and I have to give it credit to her hair. Her hair was on point for someone who was like fighting, throughout most of the movie. That hair was on point for real. Like she was killing it. I love it. And honestly, if you ask me, there's most likely going to be a sequel to this, because they're going to find a way. They're always going to find ways of doing more stories or whatever. The character is really cool. I didn't feel like it was unbelievable what she was doing since she had trained for over decades in all the ways of like fighting people or whatever. Like she was physically trained to do what she's doing. So I'm not looking. Most of the time it doesn't look believable, but with the John Wick movies, which I like and like stuff like Atomic Blonde or whatever, if you want some of these skinny women to be believable, you better start doing stuff like how John Wick did it, how Charlize Theron did it in Blonde. You better start looking back at the 80s and 90s movies where we had Charlie's Angels or whatever. I believe those women can. I believe that Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu can beat people asses. It didn't look unbelievable. Nowadays, they get they get people that's so unbelievable, and you're just like, okay, come on. You know what I'm saying? And they let her use the environment around her. Like she was very resourceful. So it's not like she was just like, oh, she was just like punching guys and they were falling down or whatever. No, I mean there was times where she had like tried to like pull some guys and try to toss them over her or try to punch them or whatever, and it didn't work. And when she realized it didn't work, she got resourceful. She was like, but she killed them people. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like you know how in a lot of these new movies and shows they be like showing female characters beating up guys with no problem. No, they really pushed her, this whole time. Like she was getting whooped a little bit in the movie too. But I think it was a really enjoyable movie. It was a really fun movie. I love to see more of Ana de Armas in more action movies. I have no problem with her. And um honestly, if they need to do a Xena the Warrior Princess reboot, bam, there you go. Anna looks perfect for the role. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying that they're ever going to do a Xena the Warrior Princess reboot. But another thing too, I wouldn't mind her actually playing Wonder Woman either. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, or there's some other DC heroes or Marvel character. No, not Marvel. I want her in Marvel, but there's some other DC characters I just can't think of them right now. But the way she was going about it, I'm like, hell yes. That's the kind of stuff I want to see more action from women. If you gonna have them fight, I need them to do stuff like this again. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.